on, guys? We're back again with the TRX 90 project. All the parts finally came in, so we're gonna see if we can't put this thing together tonight and maybe get it running. So I think I finally decided, after seeing once the parts come in, I started looking over everything. I think I decided to use the old cylinder and piston. Now, some people may agree with it, some people may not, but it seems like the weak link to the cheap kits are the pistons and cylinders, so maybe more so just the piston and the wrist pin. But yeah, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go with the old piston and the old cylinder. It had compression, but that valve not seating was the problem with it. So we're gonna jump in here. I'm gonna try to keep you guys updated and keep you in the loop the whole time I go along. I'll put this thing on time lapse and we'll see if we can't get this thing fired up. I don't know if it'll be tonight or tomorrow night. I'm still waiting on a gasket for the intake gasket, so the intake can hook up to the cylinder, to the head. So I guess we'll see how far we get. I've kind of went ahead and I've already pre-prepped some things. I got the, I've got all of the surfaces cleaned up. All of the cylinder is cleaned up. Everything's pre-oiled. Everything's pretty much ready to go. So we're gonna see if we can't make this thing work and see if that doesn't do some good. But I'll show you guys the piston and stuff that come with it. I unboxed it, but I boxed it back up just to kind of show you guys what it all looks like if you guys decide to order this kit. So they send it in this. It comes in that box right there. It's packaged actually pretty good for as cheap as it is. But yeah, you can see the cylinder right here. Cylinder doesn't look bad. I mean, I would run that, honestly. But the piston is kind of where things to me seem pretty cheap. I mean, it doesn't look awful. I don't know. I just feel like the OEM stuff is the way to go, honestly, when it comes to anything like that. So, I mean, if I put it all together and it doesn't work right, then we'll tear it back apart and start over. So it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's $100. We're trying to keep it under $100. So, well, we're trying to keep it under 200 after parts. So, but I think that's what the plan is going to be, is to put the original cylinder and stuff on it. I mean, the piston is in really good shape still. Like, I don't really see a need in swapping it. I mean, and creating a weak link if we can, so. But all right, guys, well, I'm gonna throw this thing on time lapse and try to get something done. It's a sign that I found the other day. I'm thinking about putting it on the front of my shop. Cleaned it up. It turned out pretty good. I'm gonna put some sweet patina sauce on it and see how it looks after that. But yeah, guys, it's what is today? It's Wednesday. It's about 6:30 after work, so I'm gonna try to get a little bit of work done on this thing, and we'll pick you guys back up whenever I get the cylinder and all that stuff put back together and everything hooked back up. And yeah, so all right guys, I changed my mind. I had decided to end up putting the cylinder and piston in. Actually, after looking at it, when I pulled it out of that cylinder, it really didn't look that bad, honestly. There's not much difference in between that and the OEM one. I'm sure the OEM one's better quality. I mean, it is Honda after all, so stuff lasts forever. But this is a cheap kit. I figured mix matching parts and stuff like that probably wouldn't be the greatest idea. Some clearances may be off a little bit or something like that, and I don't want to run into any issues with it. So after I started looking at it, it looked like the piston of the aftermarket piston, it was the cutouts on the top of the piston for the valves. They look like they're a lot deeper than the factory piston. So I don't know. I'm sure that the head would probably work on the OEM cylinder, but just to avoid any kind of issues with it, I'm just gonna put it on there. That, and it'd be kind of cool to see how long it lasts. You know, I've never really bought a cheap kit for anything. I've always put OEM parts back on stuff, but since this foiler was so cheap, I figured why not try something new. So we'll see. We'll put it all together and see what we got. I'm about to put you guys on time lapse. All right, guys, it's been a few days. The camera died the other night when we were out here working, so unfortunately I lost some of the time-lapse video. But this is how far we've made it on it. The other night, I hadn't worked on it since the other night just because it's been cold and we've been busy and all that, but got the valves adjusted, timing set, and the intake gasket finally come in. So I'm gonna set you guys back on time lapse and we'll finish putting this thing together so we can fire it up for the first time. Alright guys, it's running and idling pretty good. Burning off all that assembly lube that I put on the piston, so it's running pretty good. Still got, I don't know, I can't tell if the carburetor's quit now. It's still dripping a little bit, so I may end up having to order a carb kit for it. So I think the needle and seat, the little rubber seal, has gotten a little hard on it, so it's been sitting for such a long time. I put a carb kit in it, but it was one that come with it. I think it was already just a little bit hard, so. But yeah, it's running pretty good, guys. What do you guys think?
Yes! Finally got it.
See if they can't take a little rip on it after a little while. We'll put some heat cycles in it and let it we'll try to let it properly break in, just to make sure we're trying to help this thing out as much as we possibly can. So, good deal. Well, we got the plastics all on it, got everything tightened up, and I'm gonna try to take it for a quick little rip real quick. We're about to have to go to a little Christmas party, so we're just gonna take a quick little cruise, and then whenever we get back, we'll let this guy take it for a ride. What you think, man? All right, guys. We'll see you guys after a little while.
We can't get two of them out, so we don't have time. But we'll fun. We'll get this one out and we'll go.
good though, as it just died. It's running pretty good. It cut out for a second whenever I stopped taking the video there. I'm not really sure what the deal was. It almost acts like it just run out of fuel, so may need to be something we check it back on a little bit. Definitely gonna have to check on it when we get back from the Christmas party, but hey, at least it's running. It took its first little maiden voyage and it runs pretty well, especially for something under $200. So. Well, it's the next day. We got back from the little Christmas party and Christmas parade and all that good stuff, and now we're back in the shop, and we got the little four-wheeler running and got it tuned in a little better. It quit yesterday. It had actually the plug that I put back in it. I didn't have a new plug. I thought I had ordered one, and once I got looking through the parts, I didn't have one. So I looked through my stuff, found another old plug. I did order a fresh plug for it, but yeah, the plug that was in it though, it was fouled out, so it'd just get a little bit of temperature in it and it would just die. So, but we changed the oil just a little while ago, and it's running pretty good now. So we'll try to get a little ride in on it here shortly. I don't know, the rain is pretty nasty. Back to side by side outside for a minute. It's cleaning the shop out, so it's getting wet, but I need to get it back in here. But yeah, I'll fire this thing up for you guys for a second so you can hear it. $200, guys. That's pretty cool, I think. It's all I got in it's $200, so pretty happy about that. It's always fun to do something like this where you can get something really cheap and try not to spend a whole lot of money on it. So, but yeah, I mean, it runs like a top though. So we'll try to get a little video here in a little while if the rain ever lets up. It's been a lot of bad storms all night and everything, so I'm not sure we're going to be able to get it in today, but we'll give it a shot here in a little while. So, but yep, just a very nasty, cruddy day out. It's cold, raining, and the shop has been an absolute disaster for a while. So I figure I'd take the opportunity and clean up a little bit in here. So it's my little tool room area back here. It's been all disaster stuff on top of toolboxes and all on top of the bench, and I was like, you know what, before we even get doing too much today, I'm gonna get this stuff straightened out. So really got to get back on this F100 and get this thing out of here. That'd give my whole shop back, honestly. So get these signs. I got to get a frame built for them, and I was gonna put it on the shop, but I think it's gonna be a little too big to go into the shop, so we may mess around and try to find somewhere else to put it inside the shop. So, but yeah, guys, so I guess that's gonna be the plan. We'll try to get something going after a little while, and for now I'm just gonna clean the shop, and we'll catch up back with you guys here in a little while. It's the next day. We're back out here in the shop. Yesterday, it ended up raining too long for us to be able to do anything. Power ended up going out, so it's the next day. I'm out here after work. Try to see if we can't get a little ride in on this thing, and maybe even get it cleaned up tonight. My original plan is to do the ride yesterday and kind of finish that part of the video up and then clean it up tonight or yesterday, but didn't really happen. So Well, we just got back from the little ride. It was pretty cold out, so it didn't last very long. So I think we're gonna go ahead and try to get this thing washed up though. We got enough daylight still left in the day, I think. It goes kind of quick in this part of the year, so yeah, we'll take you guys over there and put you on time lapse and try to get this thing washed up.
Yep.
Well, we got the pressure washer all set up and everything drug out to clean this thing up. Of course, it's dark now, so that'll be all right. We'll get this thing cleaned up and get this project behind us. So, all right, I'm gonna put you all on time lapse. All right, we're all back in the shop and got it all cleaned up and we're finished with this thing. Got back in the shop where it's nice and warm. It's pretty cold outside. Was not the night to power wash this, but I really wanted to get it all finished up and get this video done. So it cleaned up really nice, guys. It's a nice little four-wheeler. Runs great. Ride's good, so we'll put it to use around here for a little while and see how it turns out. I mean, so far the little cheap kit runs pretty good, so I think it's gonna work out pretty good though. So yeah, it cleaned up really good. The frame cleaned up real nice. Motor cleaned up really good. It still could use a lot more cleaning, but for that what the temperature was out there, I was more than done cleaning on it. So we'll hit it another time whenever there's some more daylight and it's a little more warm outside. It's not, I think it was just about below freezing, so it was pretty chilly night to pick to wash this thing, but I think we're going to come to an end on this thing. It's all about where we got it, where we need it. I ordered some more odds and ends for it, but I mean, pretty much for the most part, all that stuff can be done afterwards. It's just little stuff like spark plug, just literally little odds and ends that it needs, but other than that, we'll just continue to ride it and tune on it and make sure that it's worthy of being used. So, but yeah, guys, so I think that is about it. What would you guys like to see next on the channel? What would you guys want to see me work on next? We've got plenty of projects. The main one would be this one right here. I'd really like to get this thing running. Well, it does run, and it does drive, but probably none of those reliably. So that's what I'd like to really work on, focus on next, is getting this thing going. Put brakes, it needs the brakes, it needs all the radiator, cooling hoses, a good tune-up, a little bit of everything. I mean, it's not a huge project. I got the drop beams and stuff ordered for it. They're on back order right now, so can't do the look good part yet, but the making it reliable, we can go ahead and get that done. Do the sweet patina sauce on it and cruise it and make it reliable for right now while we're waiting on the drop beams and wheels and tires and all that stuff to come. So, but yeah, we've got this next. Also, we've got, let's see, there, 89 250R. I'd really like to get that thing going. I've had that thing for probably, I don't even know how long now. It's probably been 3 or 4 years. So really need to get that thing out and running again. I mean, hell, we can do a will it run at this point, a barn find on it, because it's been sitting for so damn long. So I think that'd be one of the next projects to do between this and the F100. So then we've got some work to do on this 81 250R too. I mean, took it riding to Durham Town a couple months ago. Haven't even washed it since then. Started to take it riding around here, and the throttle cable broke as soon as I pulled out the driveway. I ordered another throttle cable for it, and as you can see, oh, right there, it still broke. So I need to put that on. But yeah, I mean, we can do, you know, some quick things around here, or we can do the F100, or whatever it is that you guys would like to see. I got some parts ordered for the F100 to finish up the fuel system. I put a new fuel tank in it. Waiting on the fuel sending unit right now. And then replace all the fuel lines and all that stuff. And then I can have a functioning gas tank at this point, instead of the gallon jug that's underneath the hood right now. So that's going to be kind of the plan. We're going to probably work on this some a little bit. The next video probably a little bit on this F100. Maybe a little bit on the 81, 89 250R. And, but yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of getting this $200 machine going. I know it's not perfect. It's got a little crack back here in the fender, a little tear in the seat, but for $200, it's a pretty damn good machine. So, if you guys would like to come back and see some more, like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.